Hey everybody, this is Jaxie, and we are back, and this is our goal. We are going to take Warsaw. I'm going to show you guys how, and then you will be ready for wargaming. So, last time it was September 5th, and we started setting up some really good encirclements. September 7th, and we are going to follow through. I'm super excited. I don't want to spoil things, but I have had a chance to look around at the disposition, and this turn we are going to make them hurt. It's been a little bit to set up some of these areas, but boy, fun things are happening. I'm excited to show you guys. Right now, casualties, 14,000, 68,000 for them. So we're at about 2%. They are over 10. And I want to jump right into it because I can't wait. Now right here, this is so tempting in these forts. And I just want to recon out and see where's our breakthrough going to come? It's about time. And looking, they do have some reserves down here, but still, the overall area, we might be able to make something happen. With that, I can actually start resolving these guys over here. I want to get rid of these pockets and then just push south. See if I can get 2 more victory points. Already got Grodno, and right here, still getting a little bit of supply issues. By the time we're getting into marshes and whatnot, and with these roads cut off, a little bit of a problem. So let's eliminate that. I want that road open. $200 off the attack, but I can get a 3-sided strike here. It's mostly 1 division. We do have the extra regiment from the 206, but perfect stack, as many bonuses I can get. Let's rock. Now, because they have a place they can retreat to, they're going to, and that's fine by me, 2 weakened regiments. I'm just going to send 1 after them. And from then on, we're just going to push. I want to set this up. Start doing the same thing over here. Let's consolidate. Get ready to have breakout here. Warsaw is going to generate points, but if I can get Brest-Litovsk, easy. Easy, easy, easy. Now 1 regiment against 2, little higher readiness. I'm going to have to hold off there. But let's go for a follow-up. 100 men for 1,000. Road's almost open. Beautiful. I'll take it. And down here, we are going to do the same game plan. We are just going to keep flanking, having them either run or turn and face us. As far as history, I did not show the history off. It's really not that exciting. They do some artillery strikes. In fact, don't know if I want to risk the counter battery there. I might hold off. Do some counter artillery, things like that. But really, the only area they did anything, I will show you in more depth, and it's not going to be that big of a deal. It's a little secret between us, because I've scouted around, and I think I know what's going to happen next. And right here, I'm going to take that all day. You let me get an encirclement with a single regiment. Nothing's easier. This isn't even a victory point. I'll just let it rot. Keep on moving. Now, if I were braver and they didn't have so many units there, I could try to slice through. I might even be able to force the 8th back, but I don't know what it's going to do me just yet. So let's see if I can start getting around. With my cavalry there. Yep. If we can get to Bialystok. Go straight east, straight south, cut them off. No big deal. I'll keep my units together. 12th can stay there. 1st can start going down. And with my supply issues, that's probably all I can do there. Cavalry, do your job, do some recon. And now over here, it is time to start cleaning this up. I'm going to get rid of that little escape route and take care of my teleporting poles here. Pretty held out. They made it to the second to last round, but only took down 100 men, and Danzig is back in German hands. They really didn't want to give it up. Guess stick it to the Teutonic Order one last time, but nothing doing there. Let's get this out of the way just so I can clean up this zone of control, put the infantry where it's supposed to be. Now you'll notice, even though I have some guys back, these are all reserves or border troops. I'm not losing a whole lot by not having these guys in the front line. I would do that with your cleanup crews where you have reserves, where you have border, or even infantry if you have to. Use those guys, don't use your frontline troops. Take care of him next turn. Not concerned. And opening more roads, giving supplies any sort of chance. 2 regiments here. Might be light forest, but doesn't matter. Readiness is down. A little bit of entrenchment, but I bet because I'm going to attack from so many sides, I can even throw all of the 21st in, that they're just not going to be able to handle it. I might take some casualties. I know I've seen a lot on the Matrix forums, people concerned about the campaign and the 10% mark, but 100 men, a couple machine guns, easy. If you get those big multi-concentric attacks, that's what you want. And that's actually what we're going to shoot for with Warsaw. Warsaw is a supply zone that can be kind of a problem. But if you can knife into them enough to hit the city for multiple hexes, you can get these crazy stacks. Throw in your best infantry, and it's just easy mode. I'm going to have these engineers get ready, and let me look. A lot of entrenchment there, even though it's been cut off for a turn. Unfortunately for supply lines, that's just going to have to wait. Nothing I can do. I want the artillery and other engineers much more ready for the fight. I want them up and going. You'll notice I have not used most of my air assets yet. I want to save them. I want to see how this plays out. There's so many little mini encirclements I can try for here that I got to see. Poor Kempf. They're having a rough time. Just cannot get supplies, can't get fuel. But that's okay, because I'm going to help them. Reserves, tell you what, you're on pocket consolidation duty. Start breaking these down. Do what you can. A lot of these regiments have seen fighting anyway. A lot of them have been pocketed for a turn or two. Let's see if 1 versus 1 I can take them. Yep. This is going to give us the casualty numbers we want. It's going to clean up supply routes. Artillery versus artillery. Let's find out whose is better. And nobody. They died. They shook hands. Had a drink. But not worried. Nice, relaxing game at this point. One of the things I like about this game versus, say, War in the East, as far as ease of use, I'm only going until September 23rd, because it's the default. I don't have any variants on, nothing fancy. And so, if I have an attack that doesn't quite pan out the way I want, I don't really have to sweat it all that much. It's not a huge deal. It's not going to make or break the campaign and ruin something that I've been setting up for hours and hours and hours. The campaign just is what it is. You go, you take Warsaw, you show a bunch of people on the internet how to do it, and life goes on. So I could try something really ambitious here, but I just want to get that pocket as much as possible. Can't cross over, but I think I'm going to have to hit that unit. I'm going to have to get him out of there. Shift him off. In fact, Thorn is such a thorn in my side. Favorite joke. But really, I just can't do much. I don't want these guys even messing with it. Strengthen that. Break down that pocket. Reduce as much as I can. Because we're focused on Warsaw. This is small potatoes. But the math of the game, in case anyone doesn't know, is you don't technically need Warsaw. You need 49 victory points. And it's very, very possible to get that by taking everything but. So if you get desperate and Warsaw's not going to work out, you can do it other ways. It's just not optimal. And our panzers didn't have a lot of action points, wanted no part of the woods, but the motorized part of the 3rd Panzer Division did not see a problem in that. Saw them off quite easily. They can try to reestablish, but hopefully with Kempf there, with 2nd there, in fact, I wouldn't normally block with artillery, but I want them out. And we'll go from there. Move 20th up. So sometimes your units get a little mixed. I don't worry about that too much personally. You have the little bonus, but not a huge deal. Before I forget, I might as well play my card. 3rd's not where the action is, but if I get any sort of breakthrough, might as well put it on the mobile unit. Because we're Germany, and we want to go fast. That is our goal. Guderian can keep his card. It's a good card. I am never going to turn down a card that gives tanks extra attack. But why use it? Why for these sort of blocking units? There's just nothing here that I have to worry about too much. And at this point, other than a couple tiny little pockets, this front is not quite as exciting. It is just the march to Warsaw. I'm going to save that regiment for a bit. See if I can get anything going here with Poznan. And just moving up. Tidying up. Thinking about 8th and 10th. Because 4th Army, I mean, they've really achieved their directive from history. They were supposed to cut the Danzig corridor, and now it's just moving on Warsaw and supporting. I think personally they're going to have a bigger role. We still have a little ways to go, but other than some units right here, which are all emergency and reserve, these engineers have taken Plock. I can move them forward, but I think I just want them to hold this bridgehead. And once these units are out of the way, this gives us a rail line here. We have some forts. That's not going to be easy, but it gives us this top flank as good as we're going to get it. I don't think we're going to do better than that. If you guys see something I don't, never worry. Leave a comment. Let me know. If you want to say, Jaxie, you are barely going to win this, which is amazing because you played a million times. Tell me, what should I be doing? What do you guys think? If you guys are ever confused about something, let me know too. I'll be happy to stop and explain. I know I talked a lot about why I'm doing the things I was doing in the beginning, but as the game goes on, I think even watching, you just kind of get a feel, and stuff in the game happens just because it feels like it should happen. Now these units, I think it's time to just start getting ready to consolidate. 208th is going to move up, but part of 3rd Corps, I think they need to start breaking down that pocket pretty soon. This tells me there's a unit here and they're going to try to get cute, start cutting off supplies. And I'm going to move up slowly from the rear. That's a trick I do in War in the East too to conserve movement. I always move my back units first. They don't attack as well because the games try to model time, and they understand that a division or a regiment is going to have to move up into position before it can even start doing things. But at the same time, I want my units in front to launch themselves and be much more rigorous in whatever it is they're doing. And so that's just kind of how I play it. Do it in both games. Yeah. He should be so weak now. I'm going to try. Might be some casualties I can't afford, but 1 cavalry unit. Cost me 200 men. Got him out of there. There might be something in there. I can't see. But at this point, I'm just kind of thinking Warsaw. They don't want to offer me the pocket. Shocked. It's not a lot in it anyway. Let's just bypass. Go get ambushed. There you go. Almost weak enough. Not quite. He's hanging in that town, but his readiness is real low. Morale's dropping. These guys, get a pocket. You don't have to fight this right this second. Let the rear echelon do it. Make them do all the work. Why not? The panzers can race off. The frontline infantry, go get some medals. Sing their songs. March through the streets. We'll send the backups. The old men and the kids. That's the fair way to do it. I say with lots of irony. But in this game it's fine. I don't feel like the reserve regiments do that much less. It's not enough to make me consider not using them. I don't really sweat it. Now, as far as holding units in reserve, when I show you Barbarossa, when I show you Case Blue, like, definitely do that. But for this game, Poland really isn't going to counterattack that much. You'll have your local counterattacks where, like, I'll show off I had an engineer unit out of position. But other than that, you're not going to get anything too fancy. Now these guys, they just need to be done. I'm tired of this one. Let's see. Will you let my HQs talk to everybody? Weaker unit. There. For 100 men, got him out of there. Goodbye. See you later. And that gives us this nice road, because we got to get around Lodz fast. And that's the type of quagmire we just don't need. You start picking fights in these city areas that aren't Warsaw, and you're giving the Poles a gift. You're letting them basically delay you while they get something going up there. And I don't think their defenses in Warsaw are going to be great yet, but if I give them time, they'll figure something out. The AI isn't dumb on the defense. It knows when to pull back. It usually can figure out what it wants to do. Open field might be my best bet. Let's see. Light urban, heavy urban. They're not going to concede this super easily, which makes sense. I think that's going to be my axis. Let's recon, let's find out so I'm not talking out of my backside. Oh, yeah. Easy if I can wheel around. I might even want to try to push him out of the way. Let's see if it's going to let me check even a portion of the other flank. Oh, marshes. Can't see into them very well, but let's try to push. Get some good old flanking panzer action. Probably could have done that with one, but I really wanted to make sure I had the movement points left. I'm going to use the one with 45. If he can't win in 4 turns, just not meant to be. I'll threaten. Do that, but then fourth is going to have to make some moves. Let's bring up my rear, scout. Bridge is broken, but at this point I don't think I'm ever going to wheel straight east. Because Brest, that I'm going to come in from the north there. And I have some surprises down here. So, yeah, I think let 15th Corps worry about that. 16th Corps, you are going to go north. Almost straight. See what I can budge. Okay, he might be tough. Let's throw some level bombers in there. My one unit near the north. Get it out of the way. Well, scared them. They didn't like it, but their readiness is still high. Their morale is still high. Knocked their entrenchment down substantially. Well, I think get him out of the way. Because my artillery, you'll notice, the infantry, it's all just bogging up here. I need to get this way open sooner rather than later. And I have an engineer unit, and I can start trying to open the bridge. No mobile units. I don't care if you have to attack from one side. I want them launching themselves as soon as they get a chance. Yeah, it's going to get rid of my concentric, but 2 regiments against 3 very weak ones. Token deaths. I say callously. Like, that's some dude, you know, that's someone's family. I feel bad being a general then. Like, oh, we only lost 100 men. They're not important. Well, I'm sure to someone they were, but it's for the greater good, right? It's for the nation state. And my bridge is up, which is fantastic, because if I can't get the encirclement I need this turn, have all those movement points next turn. It's going to set me up. And oh, I love this game. It's not even going to give me a penalty. It's going to treat that bridge like it has always existed, like these units with the 29th motorized. They have no idea what I'm talking about. They wonder, why were you going so slow, 4th Panzer, 13th motorized? What were you thinking? Did someone hurt you? No, they didn't. I don't think I can get artillery support there. Maybe. Launch 1 round, see what happens. Now I don't get this. So, Lieb, you're an infantryman, but you're attached to 10th Army, which is the closest thing to a Panzer Army Germany had in this order of battle. And you're going to have a hold order. Like, hey guys, I'm the most important army. I'm the vanguard. We're showing the world what super combined arms looks like. But let me just tell my dudes to dig in and chill. Oh, this is going to be costlier than I want, but yeah, I'm out of the way. 200 men and some armored cars. I can actually live with that pretty easily. Now, a follow-up might work, or I can see about partially encircling them. What about you? What can you do? Half your movement points, okay. No, I don't want to rename. Yeah. Attack. Infantry attack. Same thing. See, yeah, they're motorized, but I want things like movement speed. I want haste 1. I want haste 2. I want to go fast. I guess just let's shove them out of the way. Hit the new unit with dive bombers. Get them out of there. Shove them, and then they either pull back, give me the city, or prepare for encirclement. That will be best. As long as they don't have a last stand, they won't start deploying units there. That actually worked out. You can keep pushing. See if you can shove them one step further. Any corridor I can get. Like, if it has to come this way, that's fine. The only thing I know is when they set up on Warsaw, they're going to use the river to prevent a flanking movement. And then you can either just push your way through the urban and get a 4-hex attack, or you could try to cross the river. But they're going to make you think about it, which is good. You got to have a challenge. The AI's got to do something. And for a Poland scenario, race against the clock, can you go at one of the fastest ways Germany could have done it? I mean, by the 23rd, most of it was locked down, but you could argue that it wasn't fully decided. Depends how you want to look at that. We can talk about that more in a talk history episode, but I get why they do it for game balance, and it makes sense. And fourth, you know what? Yeah, park right next to them. This looks good. I mean, we're 2 turns away. It's only the 7th of September, and depending how many units want to block us, just 2 turns. Ooh, you know what? 4th, I think you're up. Let's see what. Yeah. That's stubborn. That's really stubborn. You might need some help. Woo. Tell you what, I'm going to do something I shouldn't do. And engineers, you need to just add to that stack value. We won't attack mostly from this side because it's a bridge crossing and it's a destroyed bridge. I don't need them that bad. I've done experiments. It's an important thing to note that it isn't actually helpful to go over your stack. In a screenshot game I did of this with Warsaw, I tried just an all-out attack, seeing what would happen if I attacked with every unit I could, just, you know, offensive power. And it didn't work. It actually hurt me. And then I tried the attack under the stack limit, thinking it was going to be too close to call. And under the stack limit worked just fine. Gave me the bonus rounds. It was a fight to the finish. 800 men. That's one of the roughest attacks, but I can clear this bridge and make sure my HQs are not having issues. Now Höppner, he's got a tank attack, and that's good because you gentlemen, you're going to wheel north. You're going to just dagger right towards Warsaw. If you can meet 3rd Army, fantastic. If you can't, you'll just go barreling in. I'll figure it out. And now 14th, you're going to be up reducing this pocket, I think. Fourth's done their job. Built me my bridge. It's gonna be kind of a mess. That's the one issue with all the bypass warfare. You make these pockets, you gotta clean them up. You gotta dust off, even up the front. But we're making good progress. I mean, there just aren't that many poles between us and some of our major objectives. This group is going to either allow me to encircle it or not be able to beat me in a race. We might be able to cut off this whole portion soon, and I even still have a couple units. I can try to form the encirclement. Down here, they're just going to point right at Warsaw, and it looks so far like they're going to have a good run at it. And I haven't even gotten to my favorite yet. I feel bad. The first couple times I played this game, I thought 14th was really like the black sheep of the armies. Like, oh, it's in the Carpathian Mountains. That's bad terrain. What are you going to do with that? And I'm about to show you guys that you just don't cut them out. You never count out your 14th. Because even though they might not take the most victory locations, they're about to make Poland hurt. Not just in terms of men, but some cities, including, if I can break all of this off, cut all that off, it's going to be beautiful. So these guys are going to threaten another victory point there. They got to pull back. They'll just concede it. Makes sense. Now here, you'll notice I had the little mini pocket down here, and they killed half my engineers. Kind of a rough attack. I could try to split the pocket here, but you'll notice I have a mobile core here with Hoth, 81% bonus. He even has double haste. And down here, I have my 4th. And so that looks more like Barbarossa. That looks like the type of double envelopment I need. This pocket, just consolidate on you. You'll probably be ready to pop next turn. I can scout with a little bit of infantry. I don't need the whole division there. And so far, I'm creeping in. It doesn't look like they have a whole lot there. So I'm going to take my bonus in case I bump into some cards or I have to attack something. And let's give 2nd Light Division some teeth. I don't just want this pocket. I want to see if I can connect them here. This big mass of units, maybe not, but one of these roads. Now let's try it. And oh, look at that. And completed. Now I just have to send all these units straight east, but that's, now, spoilers, I counted this before just because I didn't want to do it on camera. That is 26 counters just in this pocket. Not all of them are full regiments. Some are artillery and support and dinkier, things like that. But 26 units that Poland is not going to get to do anything with. They can try to block supply lines. They can hold me off on some VPs. Krakow is going to have 5 VPs I need. But they're done. That's huge. I don't think they can recover from that very easily. Now here, it's going to be rough. It's mountains. I don't really want to attack into it, but I need some infantry to move up because, boy, I'm going to have a lot to digest. A very, very, very hungry army. But the problem is they got so hungry, their eyes were bigger than their stomachs. And so it's like that Monty Python. If you eat too much, you have that last little mint. You don't want to explode. And now I'm going to swing my infantry around. I really don't need more than maybe a division or two. Kind of chopping these guys up. I want this rail line open so it doesn't have to go all the way around. So I'm going to send one here. Get ready with the 21st. Maybe give them one more turn to think about it. Or just hit them from two sides. Let's do this. Get them out of there. $300 men I didn't have to take, but I think I can afford it. I really think that, at least in the south here, it's just mopping up. It's all just going to be a lot of concentric attacking, setting up, watching the turns go by. But I'm not concerned. And I'm not even going to hit all these units yet. I have time to let them break down, digest. Really, the only thing I have to worry about is I want to try to get 5th Panzer out of there. They don't need to be there. They're not going to do any good with pocket digestion. So I do basically just have to throw them this way. Have them start following 2nd Light and get ready for that push east. I'm going to leave most of this army, let them have their readiness up. No point in throwing shells. They're either in buildings or they have counter batteries. But next turn, that's where we're just going to launch ourselves at the edge of the map. And keep going from there. But this, you know, Warsaw is going to be a big fight, but as far as the big planning, we've kind of found our big axes, and they're going to give me Sandomirs, and they're going to give me this crossing, guys. It's beautiful. Now, I can't even say I've broken their morale, because officially, Germany has 100. Poland actually gets the boost. They get 133, so according to the game, Poland feels great and wants to keep up the fight indefinitely. And there's no issues, but these poor units, they have to be wondering how the Germans are just kind of going around them and bypassing them. They hear my comments wondering why I'm so mean talking about them like they're just a roadblock. But that's the beauty of this. It is called Warsaw to Paris. You don't play this game because you want to grind. You play this game because you're gonna take some capital cities and you're gonna make some Europeans pay for it. You're not fighting Russia, and boy are you not. I just finished a play by email recently where I was the Netherlands and Belgium, and let me tell you, in Case Blue, the Russians are not like War in the East. They will make you hurt. They will make you pay. They will encircle and destroy panzer units in the first couple turns, if you let them. I mean, I have been Russians to oh, nice little pocket there. Just a bonus. Last two play-by-emails, I have been the Russians, and I've been able to destroy panzers from the get-go. Like 2 panzer divisions in the end of June, multiple panzer and infantry divisions by July, and in both of those games, by October, I destroyed Army Group Center, I isolated Army Group North, and in one game, I actually took Warsaw. And the war was over. They fired Halder, and that was the toppling of the government. They just could not take it. And it's so different from War in the East. I mean, War in the East, and I think I'll probably show that off and play that someday. My opening turns, and I don't think I'm even that great at it. I'm still working on it. Ooh, AA in that HQ in that unit. But I'll often take Minsk, I'll pocket all of Lviv, I mean, Bialystok easily, but then Riga too. So you get like either 3 major encirclements or multiple strategic cities on turn 1, and in DC Barbarossa, you just don't get that. And if you try stuff like that with unsupported panzer divisions, Russia's going to mess you up. Like stuff like this, where I have multiple hex gaps, I'm not worried about this little tank unit, and I'm not worried that there's reserves there, but I would not do that in case, or why do I keep saying case blue? I have that game on the mind. That's another favorite of mine too. I think it doesn't go as far as Barbarossa in the politics, but I think it starts. Anyway, yeah, Barbarossa just you can't play with Russia. They are strong. I think it's a game, and I'll talk about it more when I get there, that really gets Russia right. That the reason Russia starts off weak and gets stronger isn't because it just has a morale value that magically changes. Like you have to build your morale in that game. What it is Russia starts off with command and control problems, and you can play cards to improve that and train your officers and change your supply lines and communication lines. And then a lot of it is your doctrine is offensive, and you can spend points in Barbarossa to switch to neutral or switch to defensive. And it's showing that the Soviets were out of position and they were geared for an attack when they weren't ready for the Germans to dish it back. It wasn't that they were just weaker units. They had some issues for how they fought and how they planned to fight, but they weren't just inferior magically. And I think, Decisive Campaigns Barbarossa really gets that, and I'm looking forward to playing that one in the future and talking about it. So for now, really, because just going to have a lot of pocket digestion, I want to let a lot of these units relax. 14th, put him in a city in case he does get attacked and they try to get cute. I'll do that, but this pocket is pretty secure. I don't think they can race and cut off this way. I think I just have too much. If they do, I can resever. I'm not concerned, but boy, this game's getting exciting. It's ramping up, and I'm looking forward to it. So for now, let's pick some reserves and just see if we can score some lucky hits and make them hurt. Ooh, even with some AA. That hurt. It's next to a bridge. I'm sure they've already blown it. So I might as well just start trying to shift them. No entrenchment. That's good. If Third Army can get up, move a little faster, they'll be fine. And let's just prep you for next turn. I know you've already had it, but have some more. There. One regiment should be able to just push it out of the way. Instantly call it a day. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave me a comment on if you want me to explain anything. If anyone ever wants to do an email game, I'm always up for that. I'm super excited. Let me know what you're thinking about the series, what you'd like to see, what you'd like to hear. And until next time, keep focusing on Warsaw.